Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sober School, where you can always find experience, strength, and hope. My name is Drew. I'm an alcoholic. We want to welcome you to this platform here today, regardless of what your addiction may be. You are welcome here. We support your pathway to recovery, your pathway, and whichever pathway it is that you choose, well, we're here to help, and we definitely want to make sure that it works for you. If you're watching this through the Recovery Classroom Facebook group page, we encourage you to share your own experience, strength, and hope, and your own words of wisdom. You never know who needs to hear what it is you might have to say, and it could just change someone's life, including your own. I want to give a special shout out to Eric W. Last night I had the pleasure, the honor of handing him his 1-year chip last night, and I've had a ringside seat to his growth, his development, his progress over the last several months. I remember when I first met him, he was quiet, he didn't talk, he didn't say a whole lot. In his defense, that night that I met him, me and JD were on a tear about something. Couldn't tell you what. But he shared with me before that walking into the room that night, he knew there's something different because me and JD are laughing and cutting up and carrying on and just having a good old time. Isn't that what we're supposed to do when we get sober? Have a good time, enjoy our lives, enjoy the lives that God has given us. I want you to stop. I want you to stop right now and think about the absolute dumbest thing you've ever done in your life. The absolute dumbest thing. And I want you to take yourself back to that place, just the stupidest, dumbest thing you've ever done in your life, and remind yourself of that humility, that embarrassment that you caused. And I can only imagine what some of them were going to be, but I can tell you one. I got my wife an anniversary card, which is an admirable feat. The problem is I gave my wife an anniversary card on mine and my ex-wife's anniversary. Yeah, this guy did that. Did you guys know that it gets really cold outside in the month of August when you're sleeping outside? I found that out that year. So I sent my resume out to the CEO, 27 vice presidents, approximately 250 directors, and close to 400 area managers of the company that I work for by accident. Yeah. Now, I'm going to part with a really nasty secret. Yes, those things happen. No, I was not drunk when I did them. I was completely sober, sound mind and body. I was completely sober, and I did some of the absolute stupidest things I could have ever done. And I clearly remember that humiliation and that embarrassment and that, oh my God. I clearly remember sleeping outside for a month. So if I'm that stupid when I'm sober, if I made these stupid ass decisions when I was sober, what in the world could possibly possess me to think that I had my shit together enough to where I could control my drinking? Enough to where you can control your addiction. See, I obviously didn't have my shit together. I could go on, by the way, of all the stupid shit that I've done. But yet somewhere in my mind, somewhere in my brain, something told me, oh, I can handle my drinking. Right, because I can handle keeping track of a calendar too, right? You know, and so whenever I would get drunk, man, that scale of stupidity just skyrocketed. That scale of stupidity just became astronomical. And yet, I would always forget that humiliation, that embarrassment of knowing that maybe my kids caught me drinking that night, knowing that my wife knew firsthand that I was lying to her about my booze, that I told her I wasn't drinking when in fact she knew I was. I was ashamed to go out in public and just the way people looked at me because they knew I was a lush. I was totally ashamed. But yet, with all that being said, for as stupid as an idea of it was me thinking that I can control my own drinking, manage my own addiction, it was even dumber for me, wasn't it? To have a solution and me go, nope, I'm the smartest person in the room. I don't need this. I know how to do this. I can manage my drinking. See, when I came into the room July 21, I thought I was the smartest motherfucker in the room. I truly did. But yet, if I was so smart, how did I end up in a room full of Alcoholics Anonymous? How did I end up in a room full of drunks and drug addicts? It made no sense to me. And that's where that humility, that big fat slice of humble pie, is a very, very important piece of the puzzle. Because without that humility, without me continually checking myself, doing 4 steps, doing 10 steps, working with my sponsor, working with people who aren't my sponsor but will keep me honest, that humility lets me know and reminds me that, you know what, sure, I may have a lot of book smarts or whatever, but I wasn't smart enough to control my own addiction. I wasn't able to control my own addiction. And that's the first step, is we come in and we admit that we're powerless over alcohol, that our lives have become unmanageable, that we're powerless over our addiction, that our life has become unmanageable. I thought I knew how to manage my life because I did such a great job with dates and stuff. And there's another card story too I can share with you that's pretty stupid, but that's beside the point. So when I came in and I admitted that I was powerless over alcohol, that my life had become unmanageable, that first barrier, that first obstacle was removed. It was removed from me. It was easy at that point. Well, shit. Okay, what's the next logical step? If I'm powerless and I can't control my life, I can't control my addiction, I came to believe that a power greater than this guy, greater than the guy who couldn't remember dates on a calendar, a power greater than this guy could restore me to sanity. Now, who that power may be for you, I don't know. That's up to you to decide, up to you to find out. All right. Again, we're talking about choosing your own conception of a power greater than yourself. Whichever power that may be, you've got to come to believe that that power can restore you to sanity. And then we turn our will and our lives over to the care of that power, the care of that God of our own understanding. Those 3 simple steps right there are enough just to get you started. So I'm going to encourage you today. If you took my challenge and you thought of the dumbest thing, the most stupidest thing that you've ever done in your life, were you sober when you did it? What were the circumstances surrounding it? Have you ever done that stupid thing or something remotely similar again since then? And ask yourself, if I'm capable of making these stupid ass mistakes, do I really think that I can control something on my own without a power greater than myself? Do I really think I can control that by myself? The guy who can't remember dates on a calendar. So with that being said, I will let you guys go. Real quick note, I also gave my wife a Valentine's Day card on Valentine's Day. The problem is I didn't read the card, and it said "to my husband" on the card, and that was a whole nother conversation that we'll talk about later. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Eric, again, congratulations. I am so proud of you. I just could not be more proud of you. And I do want to take just a quick second here and say that I run around with the greatest group of guys. I mean, I was watching these guys last night and in the rooms, and these guys are just awesome people. Who would have ever thought that I could be friends with people who were drug addicts and drunks? Who would have ever thought that me as an alcoholic, for as bad as what I thought my life was, who would have ever thought that other people wanted to be friends with me? Of course, they may not, so I may just be telling them they're going to be my friends. So I don't know. We'll see. But in the meantime, guys, I hope you guys have an absolutely kick-ass Saturday. I know it's a little early, but that's okay. Better late than never. Better early than whatever. Okay. And if you need anything, please feel free to reach out to your sponsor. You can email me directly, drew@soberschool.org. And again, I want to encourage folks to share their own experience, strength, and hope in the recovery classroom. Share this video from the Sober School Facebook page. You can share this video from Sober School's Facebook page with those in which you think that may benefit from these messages. So again, I want to thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys keep me sober, and I want to thank you for that. So I'll let you guys go. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.